Welcome everybody to Windy City Savage. We are live, back at it. Your host, I am me. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am me. It is me. It's SG3. How y'all doing? Go ahead, man.
Alrighty, let's get into the news of the world of wrestling. First off, Smackdown is reported to go back to 2-hour format starting this July 4th. So that means no more 3 hours on the USA. I don't know about you, but I am actually excited because I do not, for the love of God, love seeing SmackDown for 3 hours. The show just seems like it drags and drags and drags and drags. It always just keeps dragging on. So what do you think, SG3?
I actually went to the Chicago show here in Chicago. And you know what, dude? Like, for some reason, because again, we grew up with this, so I grew up with SmackDown being 2 hours like the longest time. And I was like, oh yeah, it's about to end, it's about to end. Then it's like 9:05. I'm like, and you're doing something else that I don't know about. I'm like, oh wait, I forgot. It went to 3 hours. Because it's just so, you don't really connect the two, you know, because Raw was always more like a 3 hour, like 2.5, almost 3 hour show, you know, you always saw that. But I like it though, man. I think honestly, personally, with everything that is going on with wrestling, keep it at 2 hours. You still keep everyone entertained. There's still that cliffhanger at the end of the day, and you still feel like, okay.
Yeah, because there was a lot of backlash, a lot of mixed reactions of it. And then some people weren't, and they're saying like, well, you know, if that's the case, guys like LA Knight, guys like what's am I missing? You know, there's so many guys too. The tag team division. So there's a couple of guys like. But,
even in the 3 hour segment, they weren't getting that much light.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you the same thing. It's not like they were making a difference, regardless, man. Like storylines were still not there, and it just seems more action packed. Like everything crunched up right away. Give us some action, give us some storylines on the quicks. Let's go, and it makes you focus better on, better. Because with 3 hours, you're like, oh, we're okay. We can stretch it as long as we can. But with the shorter time frame, maybe they'll focus more on storylines. Hopefully, we can only hope. But
more matches, more storyline. I can see that happening.
Yeah, so a lot quicker action pace. And this is going to be normal ongoing forward. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised later on in the future, maybe by like the start of WrestleMania season, which would be around, January. We'll go back to 3 hours. I could see that happening. But for now, I do think since wrestling is kind of slowing down, since, we're off to, we're off to SummerSlam, but things usually get slow about now, because of, the summer and everything. So
summer, and then football's coming around the corner again. I was like, I can see it starting to slow down after wrestling.
Yeah, so I think it's just better off overall. I'm in favor of it. It really is, and we'll see how long it lasts. But honestly, so far, this is the first thing we agree on. So we're off on a good start.
We'll argue eventually, but not right now.
Yeah, argue eventually. That is coming. But I want you to read you a couple of injuries. First off, big injury of the week. Chad Gable is injured. He is out. I don't know what time period he's out, but he is
I forgot, out. Did he need surgery?
Yeah, he did need surgery.
Okay, so he's going to be out for a while.
He's going to be out for a while. And see, here's the thing, though. Here's the kicker. Is that a lot of people thought this guy is Grande Americano, but
he's not.
Tonight,
proven tonight.
Tonight we saw the appearance of Grande Americano.
I knew like a whole 7-8 inches taller, but Grande Americano made his presence known.
Yeah, he's a little bit odd looking this one. All of a sudden he had a growth spurt and he looks a lot leaner.
He looks skinnier.
Skinnier, leaner, yeah.
Skinnier. Well, not because leaner was more the shorter one. This was just a little more skinnier.
No, this one's leaner. He's a lot, leaner and skinnier. What is your definition of? Anyways, yeah, that's what leaner is. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, Chad Gable's out. Time frame will keep you updated probably by next week. All right, and we do have some good news here. A couple of good news. Jim Ross, cancer-free. Thankfully, my man, keep it going. He is actually, I think he's expected to actually commentary on All In weekend. So, actually, I'm excited to see that. So, we'll see. As well as the return of Bryan Danielson.
Awesome.
Yep, has come back. So, he made his return at Collusion I mean, he's made his return a couple of times already. He made a show on Mexico show, and he's made his return recently at Grande. What's it called? Not Grande. Fucking AEW's Collusion against Max Caster's Open Challenge. You know Max Caster. You remember him in half. He does his Open Challenge thing, and apparently he, had his open night, and Bryan Danielson came in. Looks pretty sharp. This might be a return finally for him to come back.
Just to finally call it quits.
Yep. Finally to call it quits, bro. What do you think so far with that? Like, would you like to see Danielson return?
I just want him to do the last run, dude. Because I mean, if he's really that hurt as he's been talking about, let him do his last run. Let him go all out and let him just go crazy. And don't even put the title on him. He's already done enough.
Man, I don't think he's ready for the title anymore. That's gonna be like a full run. Yeah. So at that point, I'm ready. I would like to see it. Whenever he's ready, let's just do this. Let's get it over with Danielson. As well as some news that Ric Flair, and this is recent actually, Ric Flair posted a tweet of him having surgery, and he posted his stomach area.
It looked like a stomach, yeah. It looked like a stomach. I saw it. Actually, he posted it. Had like staples on the stomach. I was like, oh, okay.
So, despite how you feel about some of these legends like him, Hulk Hogan get a lot of backlash. Look, man, they're still humans. I wish no death upon anybody. Never will. Doesn't matter. I don't know. Just me. Let's just hope for speedy recovery here. Let's just hope for the best. These guys do have family. So, yeah.
There was a comment someone actually highlighted in him showing the picture where they said, "This is what you get for saying what you said about Jim Ross." I was like,
that was a friendly tweet too, by the way. It was just a joke. That was confirmed by Jim Ross himself. So that's the thing, is that some people don't read enough context. I
just think they get into the feelings too quickly.
Well, yeah, because they don't really pay attention to the whole story.
We got into it, but then later on we read it. We said our piece. We came back and we're like, all right, cool. You know what? It's whatever. But to say something like to that extent about somebody, nah, dude, I wouldn't.
And even if that was the case, I'm sure Jim Ross wouldn't have wished that upon anyone as well. Nah, it just doesn't seem right, no matter what, man. So let me tell you something real quick. AEW's actually going to celebrate its 300th episode special this Wednesday.
And there's a lot of people who said they wouldn't make it. Congratulations, honestly.
It's been a while.
Hats off to you.
It just seems like yesterday, man, but it's already been like about 5 years, 6 years almost.
Almost 6 years. It started in 2020. It started
crazy.
2019.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Still seems new, but they've been around. So 300 episodes. Congrats to them. And I know it's going to be a banger of an episode. I already know that. As well as All In has broke some gate records. Yeah. And get to the report of that SG3.
Got you. Hold on. Give me a second. So this is all AEW All In Texas. It is with 2 weeks until the show. Around 19,000 tickets have sold, and approximately $2.5 million has been generated at the gate, which is not only double what 2023 Forbidden Door Gate finished at, the largest U.S. gate in AEW history, but is far away the largest non-WWE in wrestling history.
Yeah, which is, that is really good numbers. I mean, look, credit where credit is due, but that's a lot bigger than expected to happen. I mean, a lot of people were trolling, saying it's not going to sell well, this and that, but it's breaking records. It's looking good. I actually think that Okada versus Kenny Omega did help boost some ticket sales, and it was known that they sold a couple of thousands more when they announced that match. And overall, if you look at the card, it's really solid. It's gonna look. This is the thing with AEW. They always perform when it comes to matches. And storyline is not actually that bad. It's starting to pick up. It's starting to pick up momentum again. I mean, yes, some of the things may not be the greatest, but it's all there, dude. This is their moment. This is their big pay-per-view of the year.
Multiple times, though. This is their moment to really captivate on things. When WWE is starting on the decline, and this is where you don't get the wrestling fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get the WWE fatigue. Cool, I get it. Where you're like, I've seen WrestleMania, I've seen Royal Rumble, I've seen everything. SummerSlam is not until August. So right now it's just a whole bunch of filler pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Evolution coming around the corner. That's really awesome. Congratulations again to the ladies for having an all-woman pay-per-view. That's really, really freaking awesome. But like, if this is AEW, cool. Have the light shine on us right now.
Yep.
Have the light come our way where it's like, cool, we're gonna show you these type of matches, these type of like storylines coming in now, and now we're actually able to go ahead and at least show the fact that we're still in the spotlight when you guys said we weren't.
2 weeks away. If you had to pick a match, what would it be? You're most looking forward so far.
Kenny Omega, dude, just because Kenny Omega's my guy. Okada versus Omega.
I'm actually looking forward to Hangman versus Moxley because I want to see if they finally pull the trigger and get the belt off of Moxley, though. That's up in the air, dude. I don't think even that's close enough to even know what anybody knows, man. I mean, it's a couple of weeks away, but congrats to them, man. As well as Cody, there's a little tease that Cody's been doing. That is a heel turn.
Funny the fact that you brought that up. Dude, today there was a video where someone was showing like them having Jay Uso and Cody having a promo, and Jay says yeet, and Cody looks like, all right, cool, I get it. Like, and someone stops the video, zooms in on Cody's face and says, one more yeet, and this man goes heel.
So my question is, do you think it's necessary for him to turn heel?
I would say right now, no, because we have Cena.
Yeah.
We right now have Cena, and honestly, it does so much more to the event of not having two heels like that, especially because we know what's going to happen. But who knows? Maybe at SummerSlam, Cody does turn heel.
Yeah. My thing is this, look, and I said this before a couple of weeks back, and I'm going to throw this idea out there once again. Okay, so we already seen the results of Saudi Arabia. Who is the king of the ring? That is Cody Rhodes. Okay, they're throwing that, Orton may turn heel. I don't think so.
They were saying that, dude, and I mean, I've kind of saw, trying to go for the punt as he did in the match.
But I don't think he's going to turn heel because, look, I'm going to tell you something. If you turn this man heel, and I'm talking about Orton, he's not going to get booed. He's at that point of his career that everybody loves this guy.
Yeah, he's a legend, dude.
Yeah, and it's not going to go great. If anything, Cody's going to get booed. What's been going on since the whole Cena versus Cody thing? The man is getting booed. The man could go to a couple of cities, and you could start hearing a couple of boos out there. He's starting to get that John Cena effect.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying his babyface run is, dying down, but I think it's starting to crack. They're starting to show leaks. And like I said a couple of weeks back, remember the whole, I guess what you would say this whole turn, double turn. So put it this way, it'll be the double turn where Cody goes on John Cena the same way as John Cena did to him, meaning he'll low blow him, hit him with his own belt, and this is how Cody gets back his title. This is how John Cena gets back to his babyface run. Since Cody is king of the ring, he does get a title shot.
Yeah.
And predictions are that he may do it at SummerSlam. And there's some fans actually out there that doesn't want to see that. And I'm kind of one of those guys that I really don't want to see it at SummerSlam.
Hold on, wait. We got a comment from Grumpy Bear Fan 333. I love Cody. Hi, Mika. Do you love Cody?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I love Cody. But I think at this point we don't want to see him turn heel. But personally, I feel like it's gonna add a nice little spice.
Yeah,
let's go for it.
I think it's gonna go great. I really do want to see him turn heel. Because it makes sense. He double crosses Cena. Cena continue on now as his babyface run, if it happens at SummerSlam, as well as you have Randy Orton in the mix as the babyface as well. But here's the kicker. Cody tells the fans, why are you booing me? I didn't do anything wrong. This man stabbed me in the back.
Stabbed you in the back.
Yeah. This man kicked me in the you-know-what and hit me with the belt.
You guys cheered him for that.
Yeah. And this is where you get the Cody, I didn't do anything wrong type of Cody. And who knows, maybe he plays more into it. Maybe he starts throwing his more heelish side. And next thing you know, man, this guy is going to come out with the black hair.
Dude, a lot of fans were saying that if he goes heel, you're looking like a Thanos kind of character there for him.
Honestly, man, Look, I do love Cody Rhodes as a babyface, but nothing's gonna last forever. How about we just switch him heel before he gets booed?
Before we just get tired of him.
Yeah, and I don't want to get tired of Cody as a babyface. You could always run it back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cody within a year or two running back, and then people are gonna still love him. 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But people are gonna love him back as a babyface.
So here's one thing though. That means you still need a main roster guy to still run as a babyface while he turns into a heel. And I'm not talking about part-timers like Orton and Cena. I'm talking about a guy who needs to be that guy on the main roster is going to show up. Well, he's on Raw. You know who's that guy?
Who?
And I think it's about time they actually put him in the mix finally and win something. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's his time to shine because lately, dude, he's been back in the momentum scene.
He's never stopped momentum.
But I mean, like,
but you know who else I can see though?
Who?
Jacob.
Look, I would like to see that, but I think Jacob Fatu's mixed in with this whole bloodline thing right now.
But that's gonna be like, I feel like that's gonna be his little catapult, like to the next level.
And I'm not saying he won't, but I still think they still need a little bit more time with him.
Yeah.
Him and Braun Breaker will be the, their baby face of the future. They're working on that. We already know that Braun eventually.
Jacob already has the
baby, with the baby face, but I still think they need more.
I just, like I said, I think once he's done with the whole storyline with the new bloodline, he's gonna get that next catapult. Like, all right, cool. Now we can actually put you with the main card. You're no longer the top babyface in the mid card. You can now jump to the next side.
Yeah, but I still think that still takes a little bit more time because I just don't think they should really throw him out there now.
No. I'm not saying that right now, but I'm saying like in a year.
Year. But we're talking about like
right now.
Right now, yeah. So I would think LA Knight. Yeah,
because of age, LA Knight.
LA Knight
because of age.
Yeah, because everybody else, babyface wise, they're all on Raw.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, maybe Jimmy, but I don't really think so. I don't think Jimmy really wants to be.
Jimmy doesn't have the charisma in order to be that.
I don't think he either wants to be the main guy. He just doesn't seem that type. Like, I'm glad what I got, type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's gonna be interesting to see. Potential's there, dude. I really want to see this heel turn, not because The Rock said so, because Windy City Savage said so.
Tell them how it is, man.
So one thing we want to read off real quick: Hulk Hogan, Real American Freestyle Company. So they were gonna have this event, man, right? And they were planning to sell out. These guys planning to go big, and maybe you had some potential, right?
Where?
Well, let me explain. Maybe you had some potential. For God's sakes. Wait. Come on, man. Hulk Hogan, no matter what, you cannot deny in the 80s, when it comes to wrestling stars, he's still in that rush Mount. Even I'm starting to butcher this. Rush.
Mount Rushmore.
Well, it's because I'm trying to hold character here, He's still one of the guys that you can still say, he's the GOAT, man.
Who the hell is gonna say that?
There's some guys out there, man.
We know probably of one.
A lot of people from LA think the same.
That's why he got booed with that so much when he went to LA, right?
I heard cheers, man. I don't know about you.
I heard a lot of boos.
Or anyways, my point being is
even the unedited clips.
Well, my point is that him and Bischoff were going to start this thing. You remember they had this commercial. First, they threw a teaser, like, we're working on something big. And they had this NWO feel to it. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And next thing you know, they announced this promotion. It's kind of like a mix of wrestling and MMA as well.
You mean like when WWE did the WWE Underground?
Sort of, but their version of it. A little bit different. They did, talk about it in the radio show, and it did sound interesting at the time because you just want to see what the hell they're doing, and how they'll do it. So they did have this pay-per-view, and go ahead and read them the report of it.
All right, cool. So here goes what it is. Tickets went on sale for this show on August 30th. I said they should. Well, this is coming from Dave Meltzer, by the way. Sorry, I said they should be doing 1,000-seater. Like Orlando, soundstage. Hogan's big thing is we got to book NBA arenas. We got to book big time arenas. And they have a whopping 380 tickets out in a building that could sell out 13,000. So empty as a mouse's nest.
380 sold. I mean,
And
hey
13,000.
man,
There's going to be a lot of draped areas in that.
look, man, all I can say is you have those 380 people around your ring. Turn off the lights. Don't get the camera exposure out there, and it looks like sold out. What's wrong with that?
Don't even give the name of the arena.
I don't even want to know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, if you're broadcasting it, when you broadcast it, do not care about the name of the arena. No one knows how big it is. Just shut up. Just move on forward.
I mean, if they give out some free tickets, man, we could go 400.
We'll
Could happen. Yeah.
We'll talk.
And
when is it?
That's a good question.
Okay, that's it.
That's a good question. Well, I ain't going. I ain't
What
got the money.
What about if they call us and tell us, "Hey, man, we got y'all free tickets. Come on by, watch us. There's a couple nosebleeds. Go ahead." I'll be down to go see Hulk Hogan, whatever he's got to say and do and promote.
I mean, if the brother passes me one of those real American beers, and I may think about it because I'm gonna need some beer for that shit show that he's gonna put on.
What are you talking about, man? He did fantastic back in the '90s in WCW along with Eric Bischoff.
Look, honestly, if we get more info for this, and as it gets closer to it, we'll fill you in because I really want to see how this shit shows goes. Hell, I might even watch it. I might even watch it just because this
if
really
it's pay-per-view. No.
Well, no, duh. I mean, if it's pay-per-view, better off just not watching it. But
I'll wait for the YouTube clips to come out.
I mean, shoot. We do have one little surprise appearance. So actually MJF made his return to MLW.
Okay.
He attacks his rival, Mystico. So a bunch of masked men came in trying to fight off Mystico in the MLW show. Mystico fended off, beat these guys up. Yet there's one guy, they gave him a low blow and an attack. He takes off his mask, and then you see a Mystical mask. And you're like, what? And then he takes it off again, and it's the one that he robbed from Mystico.
Oh.
And then we come back to MJF, makes his return. He was in MLW for quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
I think about 4 years, if I'm correct, 2016 to 2020. So it was kind of a nice surprise appearance, like, oh shit kind of moment. So intriguing about this is that they snuck them in actually 10 minutes before he made his appearance into the building. And right away they snuck him out because I'm sure he's scared shitless of anyone that's beating his ass. You know?
Yeah. They took it serious over there in the motherland, man.
Yeah. So honestly, man, that's kind of nice, just to see, him out there doing this thing. So one thing we want to talk about too is that Saudi show, man. You saw that the Lively went out for Smackdown. Yeah.
I didn't see that, dude. I honestly forgot the fact that they were in Saudi, and I did not watch the SmackDown. But I did see that someone posted a picture and said, "Is this real?" Where it said a camel ate the line.
Well, apparently not. It was just some difficulties coming, through the production stage. But for about 20-something minutes, I think,
dang,
it got pretty bad. So this was during the Orton and Cody Rhodes face-off.
Oh,
so they had to kill time. So Orton kind of played to the crowd for a couple of minutes. Then Cody came out, and then eventually, what's his name? I forgot his name. What am I forgetting? I'll come back to that. Came out, and they just had to feed it out until they got their live stream back. And I don't know, man. That didn't look good. I honestly, I didn't ever think that was gonna happen in WWE at all. People. That was just crazy,
Regardless of how much money the Saudi region does have, you have to understand technology based. I don't think they're really there.
I think, but that's the thing. Here's the thing. WWE brings their own equipment. I just think maybe they were in a rush.
I think so.
Yeah, and I think it just cut off completely, and it just wasn't good for them.
No.
But that's just crazy, man, just to see that happen on live air. We haven't seen that happen in a while.
Since it first came on Netflix and also Peacock.
Yeah, it was a couple of issues, but it wasn't that bad.
Remember there was a couple of times that we were watching, we're like, what the heck?
But it wasn't 20-something.
No, it wasn't 20-something. No.
Yeah. Oh, and as well, man, we saw some of the results for the Saudi show, man. Overall, I thought it was a decent pay per
It was a
view.
pretty good one. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I thought it was decent. I thought that the ending was a lot better for Punk and Cena. A lot more. I
A lot more
mean,
story, and that's what you have to do right now. If you're going to continue this run with John Cena, do more storyline endings. Stop the whole low blow title and then doom. What
yeah,
they did was perfect. The teasing of Seth coming out, John Cena doing the A on Seth, Cena and Punk working together to fend these guys off. It really did actually like make the match feel more important.
yeah. As well as it just seems like Cena's kind of slowly turning back to babyface because there were some parts during the match you're kind of like, all right, he's starting to plan his Easter eggs a lot more now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, another interesting thing, some fans pointed out is that, is this can you really have John Cena's one last run without a couple of rivalries missing? One would be Chris Jericho.
Yep.
Another would be Adam Cope, aka Edge,
Batista.
Batista. I really think, honestly, out of all three, I would say he's really Edge.
Edge for Edge because they had
Edge.
so many pay-per-views against each other, so many matches against each other, title changes between each other.
Honestly, dude, when Cena was getting up there, so was Edge. And it was great heel versus great face. And honestly, they just went mixed well together. And it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we're probably never going to see something like that, for his last final run for
No.
both men. Unfortunately, it's just kind of a shame. But I mean, man, it just happens, man. It's just
They
the
also had him
business.
against AJ Styles,
I could still see AJ Styles maybe happening, but
Triple H.
oh yeah, of course he's not. It's just funny that the Saudis fans were chanting one more match, and Triple H was like, I can't. Because that will be my last match and the last thing I'll ever do. Because
Yeah.
we know the health issues that the man has, but it's kind of interesting to see. But honestly, dude, this has probably been the top John Cena's match so far, like his farewell match.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like the Cody one, I wasn't a big fan. Orton one, a little bit better than expected. But yeah, this is definitely tops the cake.
I'm telling you, dude, CM Punk just does something.
It could be.
CM Punk just does like that little oomph for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot better than it was a lot better match than expected, especially the ending.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought the ending was a little bit better. I just think also the same thing with Penta is like same thing was the whole Penta thing reminded me of Jeff Hardy when Jeff Hardy made his debut on AEW and he just starts dancing while his brother's getting his ass kicked. Like, and he's like, no way, we gotta dance.
I'm ready to do the juke, man.
I'm just like, God, man, what the hell do people not understand? Get your ass in the ring, man. But it is.
I think that's why Brian is like, all right, I'll just come and meet you outside.
Yeah. Like, let's just sell it better. Also, we did have the debut of Hikuleo that now is going by Tala Tonga.
Because he is Tala Tonga, for God's sakes.
Yeah, but creative wise, Jesus Christ. I mean, whatever, man. We knew the day was gonna come. We saw dark matches. It was just a matter of time, So we got that, and now we got another member for that department. Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see how things play out. It's gonna be a long feud. We already know that. So as well as we do have a tweet out here. And that tweet is from the man himself, Ryback, and it's on the comments of CM Punk did a couple of years back about the Saudi show. So let's throw some back contents first, and that is this, bro.
Tell us.
You remember a couple of years back, The Miz and CM Punk, mostly CM Punk, got into a little feud with The Miz online and told The Miz to go, suck some Saudi Arabia's,
genitalia.
And I don't want to go too much deep into that, but it did get a lot of backlash and a lot of criticism on CM Punk's end that how you're gonna go, to a country where you criticize and this and that. And okay, so we also did see him apologize to a fan out there, as well as apologize to the country. But did you know that fan was also planted everybody's saying that fan was planted by WWE, which I kind of see, because how does he, it just kind of did seem kind of odd
Well,
that
you saw the when he comes in, the kid comes up to him like, "I want to take a picture with you." He kind of like brushes the kid off and then just goes straight to that fan.
that's the reason why the kid was not planted, but the fan was like, no, I got something to do. This is my schedule.
I got an image. I got an image to post. Kid, hold on, give me a second.
I need an
I'm trying to sell
apology.
tickets here, man.
Yeah. I mean, okay, give him credit where credit's due. He did come back and give that kid a picture later on, in the night. So that's that. But it did look like a plant. I mean, it smelled like a plant. It acted like a plant.
It was a plant.
Yeah, it was a plant. And it was an apology, and kind of was cringy. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't like, forceful things. I get the context. And maybe he is actually sorry. I don't know how the man feels. Nobody does. Nobody ever will.
Except for his wife.
Yeah, maybe his wife. Even then, who knows? But it was cringy. That's what it was. All right. And let's put it this way. All of a sudden, it went from boo to CM Punk. It just seemed all forceful, man. I'm just like, it's just bad. And they did it because they know the man was gonna get booed like crazy out there, and Cena was gonna get cheered.
Because he's John Cena.
Yeah. So, anyways, CM Punk has gotten a lot of backlash for his comments, and out of all people, one guy to defend them I was surprised, dude, because this man and the other man has never got along pretty well. So, SG3, I want you to read Ryback's tweet on fans criticizing CM Punk.
So he said, and I quote, "I've had my issues with Punk, but I don't see him as a sellout.
Mm-hmm.
He returns to do what he loves to do, what he loves, and to make money. Much like you're doing by writing critical think pieces about others for clicks. WWE is a global business, and working at that level means navigating complex. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Complex issues. More than likely. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, okay, cool. Here it is.
Complex deals.
Complex deals, personal beliefs, and public perception. His apology wasn't about abandoning values. It was about how he expressed them publicly in ways that hurt professional relationships.
Okay. And from a man that him and CM Punk has had a lot of back and forth, and I know CM Punk's really not a big fan of Ryback, and neither is Ryback with him.
Hey, he called him Fragile Phil for how many years?
Yeah, and then obviously CM Punk did butcher him in that podcast as well. So it was one of those back and forth rivalries. So it's just kind of surprising that out of all people, Ryback comes to his aids. And earlier during the week, last week, not earlier, probably during, I think it was Friday or Thursday.
That was Thursday.
So
I was just talking about the podcast between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, and they were mentioning this, like, they kept saying, like, oh, this one guy was charging a ridiculous amount in the independent scene, and they were kind of going heavy. So they kept blurring this person's name, right? And they kept mentioning this person's name, but blurring him. And a lot of people, a lot of fans, including himself, thought it was directed to Ryback. Ryback responded in one tweet and didn't really say anything bad. He
didn't bash him. Like, I was expecting like a whole smash him, give him a shell shock because I'm right back.
But I think it's because he considered Cody and Owens like friends. Like, he was always cool with them.
Yeah.
So I think he was more surprised and taken back. But he still went about it good. Like, well, I wish them the best, especially Owens.
Yeah, he from what we're used to seeing with Ryback,
mm-hmm.
It wasn't his usual thing.
Yeah, and then eventually, I guess he had a talk with Owens, and Owens like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry, it wasn't directed at you. It was not at all." And he came back saying, "I apologize. I found out it wasn't directed at me. So I just want to say, like I said, I consider these guys my friends, and I do hope, Kevin Owens a speedy recovery and this and that." And, it's a little different from Ryback, man. I mean, honestly, I think he handled it well. He handled these three tweets very well. And that's something you never really see these days with wrestlers. Honestly, man. So, surprised. Honestly, really surprised, man, because we get some sad tweets every week. And this one was more of a shocker. Like, You're expecting eventually to him to come back. Feed me more. Add Kevin Owens and Cody. Yeah, but
Feed me, Kevin. Feed me, Cody.
yeah, no, if you guys didn't check out that podcast with Cody and Kevin Owens, I would suggest you do. It's kind of fun to see Kevin Owens drunk. It really was. And as well as, get a lot more insight on a lot of things. One thing I did not know is that Owens, being a Canadian, he was actually a big fan. I mean, he's probably a fan of him now, but he wasn't a big fan of Bret Hart. He was actually a more of a bigger fan of Owen Hart.
Yeah.
And that's because he had an older brother that would, beat his ass, like I'm sure we all did, that had older brothers. I wasn't. I was lucky. So were you. But he always said I was more relatable to Owen because Owen's a little brother. And we had other interesting facts as well. They were talking about the independent scene and all this stuff. Check it out, man. And as well, he talked about his injury. He hasn't had surgery yet. It's coming. He's gonna let his his body heal first and see what it on its own what it could do before it has surgery. Honestly, man, the way things are going for him though, I could see him being out for 2 years. I don't think he's gonna make it back that soon. And that's up to him if he wants to keep wrestling. But that's just the lifestyle of a wrestler, man. Some days you have the whole world, and some days it's all taken away. Just hope for a speedy recovery, and hopefully maybe he could find himself in some backstage role or just something, man.
I see him come. So here's why I'm going to disagree with you. I feel like he's going to come back sooner, but not come back to wrestle. Come back like as a little backstage promo to give Sami Zayn a hug. If Sami's going to go for the title, something like that, just go up and just give him like a
Adam.
like what he did when he went against Gunther in the Intercontinental title.
So kind of like
same little thing right there. Hey man, I love you. Do what you gotta do and just walk off.
So kind of like a Adam Cope Edge type of moment where when he retired, he came back, cut his hair, and looked completely different. But he would support. I know he had that like couple of words to John Cena against Brock Lesnar and was some backstage role. I could see that for the moment being, and then eventually return maybe 2 to 3 years down the line, and maybe he doesn't. Who knows, man? Things happen, and it's most important is your health. As fans, we want to see the world. We want to see these guys return, like,
ASAP.
Yeah, super form and all this, but it just doesn't happen that way, man. It's the reality of things. Your health is
Kevin
more important.
Is not young.
Oh, no, he isn't. Unfortunately, he's up there in age, but he's still young to us, but he's up there to age, man. Let's just hope for the best speedy recovery for Kevin Owens. So a couple of interesting things before we close off tonight.
Go for it.
All right, tonight's Raw. We have seen an official member of the Judgment Day. Roxanne Perez is now a member and one half of the women's tag team title holder. Congrats. Let's see how this storyline goes. We already saw that Dom wasn't too happy about it because he wasn't too sure what Liv's going to think. And so is Raquel. So we had 3 really for sure that said yes to the 2. Let's see how that plays out. Let's see if there's some turns there.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah. As well as Gunther's promo, cutting on Goldberg once again. And now we have Seth coming out. And when we had Seth coming out, we also had CM Punk trying to get his revenge. And at some point, Gunther tried to grab CM Punk, and CM Punk literally shoved him down and say, get out of my business. Let me say something. After this match against Goldberg, Gunther has no opponent.
No.
SummerSlam is coming around the corner.
Maybe CM Punk.
I kind of see that.
Maybe. I can see
and I think that would be a good match. And maybe, who knows, maybe this would be a title change or maybe not. Maybe Gunther gets one over. We don't want to say this yet. We want to wait, but there's potential. There's really strong potential there. And so we have, as well as Rhea versus Io Sky for the title. Again, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of this match. No. None of this whole fanfare stuff. Let me just say something. Io Sky's title run has been lackluster.
Because they don't have anybody against her.
It's not just that, bro. It's because they haven't booked her strong. They have a whole women's division there. It's a strong division on Raw, bro. The issue is that Triple H hasn't done jack shit with her. And now it looks like Rhea's gonna win and take the title off of her. The one moment she had was at Mania, and now it's all gonna be gone just like that, maybe. I think it's just dumb. And I'm gonna say this, and there's nothing against Io. I think Io's one of the best women
really friggin'
in
is.
that roster, and I will put her over Rhea any day. And now it's gonna get a lot of hate, but I would put her
I could see
over
why
Rhea.
though.
Yeah. As a wrestler, I'll put her again over Rhea. Hell, even charisma, man. Like she doesn't speak a lot of English, but she has that it factor, man. It's kind of like Asuka did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like it's all there, yet you don't. That's the thing with this Triple H has just been dropping the ball lately with a lot of wrestlers. This is one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is why I'm not a big fan of this match. It's just because, look, what is the point? You know, what was the point of all this? This is what I'm saying. These storylines just looks good. You put the title on Io, sorry, and then a couple months later, nothing happens. She doesn't do anything. You see Rhea Ripley more likely on TV than you do Io sometimes, and all of a sudden you're taking the title away. And what was it all for?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of the biggest promotions in the world right now.
Literally.
So what was the point? Why are you taking the title off, and why are you not giving this woman, one of the best wrestlers, a proper title run? It's just if you drop the ball, you drop the ball. And that's what it is to me.
Here's maybe what I'm gonna go with my thoughts on that one. I think that maybe what the thought process on that one is, hey, we need to first focus on the Intercontinental and United States. Because they've been trying to build those up more. Julia just beats Zelina Vega. Intercontinental Championship for the women has a little bit more heat here and back and forth. So I can see that happening. Why the main title hasn't gotten that big of a push. Again, it's not the right thing to do.
Still not the right thing.
But it's the thing that I can say it could make them more sense if I want to play devil's advocate.
It's still stupid. It's still beyond stupid. The only way to me that I could see you saving this is that after, let's just put it this way. Let's just say this. EO retains somehow.
I was going to say EO retains.
All right. And you still want to keep going with this feud. We already saw EO and Asuka backstage segment a while back.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a tease of a match there. And I think we all want to watch that.
I do. Match. I want to see it.
How about we have that match, or we have a triple threat between Rhea, Asuka, and Io?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems a lot better at that point. I mean, there's just more potential there. And if you want to give Io at least one last... Because, like, look, I don't mind her dropping the belt, but you did not give this woman anything to run with at this time. All right? This has been one of her weakest title reigns so far.
Yeah.
I don't think it's be her last, but it is the weakest. You know, it's just... Man, you got a time to say this woman's title reign. Just, give it a little bit more spice before you take the title off and give it back to Rhea, because that's... Rhea is more of the moneymaker.
She is.
Yeah. So...
Merchandise is song.
Yeah. I mean, we already know this is going to be the main event of Evolution, so...
What about if it's Nikki Bella, man? One more
But
time.
what are they doing?
I don't know.
Why are you so invested with these fucking the Bella twins so much? Is my question.
They're so amazing. They've done so much for us.
I mean, you're the one with the Nikki Bella shirt. I mean,
absolutely, 100%.
With the hat and everything.
Absolutely,
I just didn't know why you didn't bring it tonight.
You collect, but you can't touch.
Right, exactly. I mean, yeah, dude. So, I mean, honestly, man, it's closing segments here. Is there anything you want to add? Anything on Raw or anything in general, man?
I like Gunther's promo. I liked Gunther's promo on Goldberg.
Honestly, dude.
I like how he just basically took his whole career and just said, I'm going to shut you up in 3 minutes. I loved it. He was like, I'm going to make it longer because you can't only last 3 minutes nowadays. I'm going to make you suffer. I'm going to beat you up and beat you senseless.
Not only that, but he has a lot of comedy to it, too. It's a lot of sarcasm.
Relation, to fans, everything. Like, it was one of those situations where it's like, man, I like the promo. But listening to the promo, like, dude, it's pretty sweet stuff.
I would say this. I'll give it to WWE tonight, even though Goldberg's not there. I did like the little promo package for Goldberg, showing the best of him throughout the years. It's like, we know the man's not going to be here, so let's just throw you out a little promo. That promo was a little bit, better than the usual crap that they give out. So I'll give him that for that.
Yeah.
I'm still not a Goldberg fan, but I am looking forward to that match though, just to see if Goldberg is going to bring in the disaster, or it could be a decent quality match. Look, man, let's get his last run. So fuck it, just, hey man, come with your A game. That's all. Let's
I
be
think he
safe
has
here.
been given his A game.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, we didn't cover this real quick. Judgment Day are now your new reigning defending champion. Now, here's one more, SG3, because I know you like to defend your little Papa H.
Yep. Smoking high Papa H.
Once again, another title run down the fucking drain. New Day. And just in general.
Yeah, they were bad this time. I can't even defend that one.
Their moment was at Mania. Since then, nothing. Backstage segments for some reason. Well, what's his face again?
Adam Pearce
and
Grayson Waller.
Yep. But that's all they've been thrown into. They had potential with Big E, and I get it. The man may not have been clear to wrestle, but you still could have done something with that, Once again, another disaster, man. What was it all for?
Another etch in the number.
Yeah. Look, man. Honestly, dude, like, I just don't know what's going on lately with these storylines, man. Like, tonight's Raw was not the best either.
All right.
I mean, look, the quality of the matches were pretty decent, but the storylines just didn't seem like it really went much besides the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And it looks like, honestly, I'm gonna say this too. It looks like the Judgment Day is gonna live a lot longer than the Bloodline.
It's a lot longer than what we thought it was gonna live.
Yeah, I think it's gonna outlive the Bloodline by the end of everything. We got a new member. I like the Judgment Day, but honestly, too, man, like, how long can you keep going with this, too?
They're not even family. That's the thing that cracks me up about it. Like, Bloodline's actually family. Couple cousins, couple, brothers and friends and everything. But then you have,
well, it's a club.
They have the club.
But the thing is, if you think about it, the original members are gone.
That's true.
Edge, Rhea,
Damon,
they're all gone. So this is just, none of them are. I mean, we'll go in a deep dive maybe on that one day. But honestly, man, this has been your Windy City Savage Report. You already know who I am, my host. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Oh, yeah.